welcome. Today, people who say that sex in the bedroom is boring. And the best place to have sex is in public. No. And that if you haven't had sex in public, you don't know what you're missing. All right, all these people here have had sex in public on our stage here today. I'm going to start with you, Stephanie. How public has your public sex been?
Right on the bus. A fully packed bus.
Fully packed bus? Wow. All right, Alicia?
A bus shelter.
Why a bus shelter?
We missed the bus.
You missed the bus. Marty.
Crowded nightclub.
A what?
A crowded nightclub.
What, on the dance floor?
No, sitting down.
Sitting down. All right. Tracy?
Parliament Hill.
Parliament Hill, that's where the seat of power is for government in Canada. Where in Parliament Hill?
In one of the translation booths.
Near the Prime Minister's office?
Yeah, right across from the Prime Minister's office.
Ah, right across from the Prime Minister. All right.
We screwed the government, okay?
Anthony, most public place you've ever had public sex?
Probably in the hedonistic capital of the world of Amsterdam. We rented a pedal boat and pedaled and got lost in the canals and had wild sex on the boat.
You get a real kick out of it. You love having sex in public. Let's meet. We just met Marty. This is his girlfriend, Audrey. Are you ready for this? Marty says that Audrey is a sex machine. 30 times a week. 30. Yeah.
30 times a week, anywhere.
What did you say? What?
Go, girl! Go! Go! Go!
All right. He wants to know if you got a sister. No. You, anytime, anywhere, any place, just being out in public turns you on, gives you that sexual thrill, right?
Yeah.
They have no children. We'll find out if they have children. All right. The places that you've done it in public, tell me some of them.
Oh, God, where do you start?
The grocery store.
Yeah. The cookie aisle.
If you want an aisle, it was the cookie aisle at the grocery store.
Have you ever been caught?
Once.
Who caught you?
Some lady.
Some lady.
Yeah.
Is the fact that, can people see you when you're having sex in public?
Yes.
We don't try to make it as that obvious.
But let's say that you know that somebody's watching you. Does it make it more exciting, more thrilling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, do your friends all know that you do this?
Actually,
Some of them.
my family, my friends,
Everybody
everyone.
knows.
Yeah. I don't make any bones about
Marty, I understand that Audrey really loves to do it in public, and that you're a little tired. Just all this sex all the time is wearing you down in public.
It is wearing me down. Yeah.
Take your vitamins.
Poor guy.
Okay. Hey. I'll tell you something, okay? I got up 6:30 this morning to be here. Okay, I'm not from around here, way out west. We're up at 6:30 in the morning. I'm tired. I'm trying to get some sleep on the plane. She wants it. On the plane, on the way here.
Did you do it?
I'll take you up on that.
Did you do it on the plane?
No, she started
let me.
grabbing me and everything else, and I turned to her and I just said, no, stop it, enough is enough, and I got smoked in the head with a pillow.
You said, no, somebody here says that they'd like to replace you if he says no next
Well, I
time.
told him if he doesn't give me what I want, then I will replace him with plastic.
Plastic? You'd replace him? Hold on. You don't, When you say you want to replace them with plastic, you don't mean a credit card, right?
No.
You mean a what?
Something that will vibrate and give me what I want when I want it. And then
She's
only
going
cost
to
me
trade
$5
you
a week.
in for a vibrator, Marty?
She wants to do it part-time, sure.
All right. I got to ask you all a question. You were backstage in my green rooms for a while, you know, waiting to come on here. Did you do it in my green
You had
room?
plenty of time to zip up before you walked on the stage.
So did you do it in my green room?
Too much
We're not telling.
We're not, do you want to know? I bet you didn't.
Too much traffic.
Too much traffic.
There was a lot.
Back in a moment as we talk about having sex in public and where they've done it.
In a public place, and I think if you want to feel like doing it in a public place, go right ahead. I'm a very liberal person, and I think, hey, if the spirit moves you, as long as there's not kids around and stuff, go ahead.
We're talking to people today who say that having sex in the bedroom is really not exciting. Where you should have sex is out in public.
Now, if having sex in public is the ultimate turn on to you, would you be willing to get down right here and do it right here on TV in front of everybody? Are you that bold? May I offer my services, dear, when Mr. Duracell can be replaced by Mr. Energizer, okay?
Do it! Let's go. Do it!
Oh, you are bad! Oh! All right, and there they are. They're ready. You were going to do it. What's now?
Is it okay?
Were you really going to do it right here on the show?
He would have.
He would have.
I wouldn't have, no.
You stopped him.
I would
Would you
have
let
stopped
them?
Gee, I know it's a tough decision.
Where's the piece of black there?
Tracy, I might stop it if it got, if they started doing something and it got, I think maybe like they had to take all their clothes off.
Like sexual?
Sexual.
Well, no, the question is, if they start doing it, can we join in?
This is exactly what all the world wants to see. They're paying millions for it.
Tracy,
Give them what they want.
Tracy, you've done it like everywhere. Elevators, photo booths, those little places where you drop like $1 in and... But there was a
Kodak moment.
serious Kodak moment.
I should have
but
brought the pictures
you
to
know
prove
when
it.
you drop the money in, did it take pictures?
Yeah,
of
you drop in a loony, and that's how we distracted people that were on the outside, because when the flash is going off, you're not going to come up and open the curtain, right? So, you know, the flash is going off, and my partner just said, well, why don't you stand up on my lap and lift my skirt, and off we went.
And off you went.
Yeah.
So did no one walked in and caught you?
No.
Who's ever been caught? Ever? None of you.
I got caught naked in a car alone,
If
but...
there's nothing wrong with it, you shouldn't think of it as getting caught.
All right, Tracy. What were you doing?
I was on my way to my mate's place, my partner's place, and it was Halloween night. It was just this past Halloween, and I wanted to change out of my one costume and put on another costume, so to speak, right? Just a trench coat. And I pulled around the back of this high school on it was the weekend of Halloween night, so there's parties going on. And I pulled around the back of this high school, and I'm stripping off my clothes, and I'm buck naked in the car, and I'm just about to put my trench coat on, and I see these cherries go off behind me. and I put my coat on real quick, and he comes up beside me, and I rolled down the window, and I went, oh, busted. And he said, what are you doing back here? And I explained to him, and I said I was, you know, just changing. My boyfriend's right across the street, and I was just changing into something more comfortable. And he went, oh, okay, no problem. Be on your way. Have a good night.
Actually, I had borrowed Audrey's vibrator,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. She flew it in from Calgary for me. It's the turbo model.
All right, you're bringing out the worst in me here.
You ever had sex in public?
Me? You're asking me that question?
Yeah! Come on, Shirley! All right. Before
I commit to answering that question, the two of you, Nio and you, have had sex in public many, many times, right? Now, after you've had sex in public, isn't it really boring for you to have sex anywhere else? Isn't it the thrill of it all? Notice how I avoided the question. Very skillful, I thought.
No, it's never boring. It's never boring wherever you are. But it's just at times when you're out in the public, it's just the thrill of it at the time. It's how you feel, it's what you want to do, and you just go with it. Like, you don't hesitate and think about it, you just go with it.
It's not that it absolutely has to be done in our case. I think it's the fact that we love doing it and it expresses where we are and how we're feeling at the time. So if we're feeling that way in bed, then it's bed. If we're feeling that way in Amsterdam or in Paris or in Jamaica, it doesn't matter where we are as long as we're doing it.
Do it when you want to do it, wherever you want to do it.
But Alicia and Ed, in your case, you don't enjoy sex unless it's in public, right?
I don't enjoy it in the bedroom at all.
No, you'd rather have it out in public than anywhere else. What happens when it's really cold? You know, like the snow is out there. Huh?
Just find shelter.
Yeah.
But you guys are you sitting by the television one night and you get the urge and it's like, oh, honey, I want you so bad. Let's go to McDonald's. You know, like, is it like that? Or?
No, it's always just...
Or the grocery store where you could run into Marty and Audrey, you know? So why don't you find sex in the bedroom exciting and sex in public really thrilling?
In a bedroom is every day. Married couples, I don't want sex in a bedroom.
So if you had sex in the bedroom, would it be really exciting then?
If
Would
I
it
had
be so bad if it were in the bedroom, though?
Wouldn't it be really exciting as a new experience?
Sex, but it's nothing like doing it. Pardon?
Try a bed, it's a new experience.
Now, you weren't so excited about this at the beginning. I think, Ed, that it was really Alicia that turned you on to having sex in public, right?
Yeah, I never really did it too much before I met Alicia.
Like it generally, or just?
Yeah, generally, like I have on occasion, but it wasn't anything that I ever, like I still to this day, it's nothing I ever set out to specifically do.
We discovered it together, and since I enjoy it so much, he goes along with it for me.
So did it make you nervous the first time to do it in public?
No. It wasn't planned. It just happened, and that's how I liked it like that.
Where was it? Where was it the first time?
On my car. The hood of my car.
On top of your car?
Yeah. On the hood of my car.
On the hood. And were people driving by?
Yeah, I was at a party. I had a golf course in the parking lot, just like...
And there was a party across the street
party
with
right
our
across the
friends.
So anyone could have seen you?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's part of the thrill?
Yeah, a little bit. I wouldn't really want to be caught, but
yeah.
I guess it is
if
part of it.
If we got caught, that'd be embarrassing.
Being watched. You know, like, without a doubt, we've been watched, you know, but no one's ever actually come up to us and said, what are you doing? Stop that, you're offending me, you know? I know, but you know, people watch.
So has anyone ever come up to you and said, you're offending us, stop that?
Never.
No, never.
Never.
Honestly.
Have you ever heard of someone doing that?
What's so offensive?
Would they, though? Everyone is so shadowed these days. You just put down your face and, oh, my God. And off you go.
All right, now, Stephanie, I understand that you did it. The first time was with Matt in the nurse's office?
At school. In high school.
In high school? Yeah. So had you ever done it in public before, Matt?
Yeah, I have with a few other friends, but not
since I've been with you.
No, not since I've been with her, no.
And the first time that you decided to do it in the nurse's office...
I didn't decide to do it.
It was spontaneous.
It just happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And weren't you afraid that the school nurse was going to walk in and catch the two of you?
No, I wasn't worried about her. I was worried about the vice principal and the principal's office and the main school office. Such a high traffic area was right, here's the door, here's the office, here's Matt and I, right in the corner. And it was just like, no, but it was so spontaneous.
Were you noisy, though? Could they have heard you?
No, listen to this.
Let's get it on, he says, you know, but...
I guess way back then my hormones were right up, I guess, because I'm grade 9 and that's all I cared about was just having sex and all that, and turned me on more to do it in the public places and all that.
And does it still?
How it started.
Yeah, yeah.
It does, all right. More about having sex in public in just a moment. Come back. today. We're talking about having sex in public and how thrilling and exciting it is. And if you haven't tried it, all these people here today are saying you don't know what you're missing, right?
Right.
I have a comment for the girl there who said that sex in a bedroom is boring. It's like being married. And I'm married very happily.
So are we.
And we've got 3 kids, and it's very exciting. And all my girlfriends here agree that just because you're married and you have sex in the bedroom doesn't mean it's not fun. That's what you make it.
What?
It is not boring at all.
Maybe not for
Not
you.
at all.
What's not boring at all?
Sex.
Have you done it outside?
In the bedroom.
Have you got a
done
few
it in
tips for
public?
them to make it more exciting?
Have you ever gone down in
it's
a
all right.
bed
I'm
machine
sure
and just
we're
let it go? Like when you want it, how you want it?
Sex in the bedroom exclusively is boring. Sex is what you make it, right?
No, she said, what she said was
did you say? Okay.
that sex in the bedroom is like being married.
We're
and
just
she doesn't
all
wanna feel
beyond the
married.
missionary position, that's all. That's a last resort for us.
2 questions. The first question I'd like to direct is, what about the children? If you're doing it in grocery stores or in the eye of the public,
They don't know what we're doing.
who cares? I have a 2-year-old son.
You
I
think
don't
you know
want
what
him
we're doing?
all of a
You
sudden.
think it would offend you?
Excuse me, I have a 4-year-old daughter.
But how do you explain it to the child during the
Now wait a
grocery
minute,
store?
it's
and
the
you guys
same
are against
thing.
oranges
How
going
many
at it?
times has your 2-year-old caught you and your husband doing it?
Then you must not do it very
Then
often.
you must not do it very often, okay?
The lights are out, we got the covers on us, we hear them coming, we move.
But your child only absorbs what your reaction is going to be. If you go, ah! The child is going
And
to
you
think
just
it's
tell them
wrong.
it's human nature, because
If you
that's what it
say,
is.
if you say, darling, they're making love. It's not disgusting. It's not
Hold on, what do you
It's
think?
disgusting.
Hold on, Stella.
Wait,
we
have you
complain
ever
about the
seen
garbage
someone
that's on
having sex in
TV,
public?
and you guys are bringing the garbage live.
Have you ever seen someone having sex in public ever?
Wait. Why do you
Come on,
think?
answer.
Why do you think?
I think it's disgusting, and don't you dare, any of you, do it in front of my kids.
Right on your front lawn.
No, hold on, just a moment.
We don't go out
I
seeking
wanna
out children to do it in front of children. But like I'm saying, if sex is put, but it's sex
But
is.
an exhibitionist will do it anywhere.
If sex is
They don't
put
care
to a
who's
child
around,
that
that's
there's
the
nothing
point.
wrong with it, then they won't have any reaction.
This is Dr. Weiss here, and you think that this is that
There's a
people
lot
who
wrong with
engage.
sex.
They did a study in the
Wait a minute, she just said there's a lot wrong with sex.
No, she didn't. She's saying being married and having sex is okay, and that's what 85% of the people
Okay,
believe.
let's hear what Dr. Weiss
Okay,
said.
University of Virginia School of Medicine did a study, and 20% of people who are victim of being exposed to people having sex and exposing themselves find it very troubling. I have a daughter. I don't want her seeing somebody having sex.
Has anybody in this whole room, including the doctors, ever walked through a park or anywhere and seen people having sex? And if you did you watch? And if you watched, how long?
I was one
and
of...
did it bother you, and did you tell them to stop?
Let me answer the question. The question is, I was like every one of you. I'm a recovering sex addict.
I'm not a sex addict. We're not sex addicts. You are.
Sex addict. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as a sex
There's
addict.
process groups all over the country. I got 7 years. You're telling me I don't got 7 years? Give me a break.
I have a PhD. You don't have a PhD.
Drug
What are your
addicts
credentials?
and alcoholics, they're addicts.
Do you have a doctorate?
What's your withdrawal
I'm a
symptoms?
licensed professional counselor. I train doctors.
So why are you letting people call you doctors or not?
Dr. Libby.
What's the withdrawal?
Roger Libby, who's also an expert on sex. What do you think about all this?
First of all, I've never heard of Doug Weiss.
What's that back there?
I am an expert
Who's
on
yelling
sex.
out at me here? Who isn't an expert on sex? Hold on.
Good point. Good point.
Just a minute. Here, come on, stand up for me. All right. Are you an expert on sex?
Who in this
Okay, come on down here. Come on down here for me. Come on. All right. It's been a long time since I met a man who's an expert on sex. I got to tell you, wasn't on my channel. Okay. Now, you say who isn't an expert on sex? So what makes everyone?
Well, I think if somebody's experienced it, they've had some sort of expertise on it, haven't they?
Yeah, but some doctors study it. They're therapists, they're sociologists, they're psychologists.
Shirley,
Does you make them an expert?
Shirley, I do more than study it. I am proud to say I have had sex in public, and I would do it again, and it's fun, but so is sex in the bed. He asked you earlier, haven't you had it?
If you're a recovering sex addict, you must have some sort of hang-up about it.
No, let me explain what I mean. Let me explain
Can we
what
discuss
I mean.
impotence?
Let me explain what I mean, okay? This is... No, I don't have a hang-up. I have great
Is that
sex.
a toupee you're wearing?
let me answer the question.
Since you like holding the mic so much, why don't you throw to the next break? Go ahead.
Okay. We'll be back. This camera, we'll be back right after this.
Are you going to fix fried chicken, Mommy? I don't fry chicken anymore. But you can help me with the shake and bake.
30 years ago, we changed the way Canadians made chicken. Now we're doing the same for potatoes. Introducing Shake and Bake Perfect Potatoes. Just shake your fresh potatoes in the seasoning mix and bake, and get deliciously seasoned oven-roasted potatoes, perfectly seasoned with herb and garlic. Try new Perfect Potatoes.
It's shake and bake, and I'll help.
Okay.
Got you something?
Hey, thanks. There's a bite out of this.
Yeah, got hungry waiting in line.
But,
Look, if you don't want it.
But it's...
Didn't have to get you one, you know.
It's not that. It's just if you're going to take a bite, then logically...
Logically?
The only thing as good as your crispy crunch is someone else's.
I'm gonna save mine for later.
From the pages of Pulitzer Prize-winning author Larry McMurtry, an epic story of honor.
My father used to say, anything worth having is worth fighting for.
Heroism.
You do as I say and you won't get yourself killed.
And love.
It'd be an honor if you consider becoming my wife.
A continuing saga that embraces the grit and breathtaking beauty of the Wild West. Lonesome Dove, the series, tomorrow night on CTV.
I mean, a lot of people do it. A lot of teenagers do it. Everybody does it. I don't think there's no one here that has done it. All my friends have done it. It just happens. Sometimes it just happens. You don't plan it, but it happens.
You're totally naked when you're doing this, or if you're doing it discreetly. Because if you're doing it discreetly, there's really no problem with it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
Depends
go.
on where you are.
Totally naked and rolling around in the grocery aisle, then I can see some time you have.
It makes a difference if you're doing it for the purpose of being watched and being caught, or are you doing it for yourselves? And I think people do it for themselves.
Okay, but there's something else we should talk about. Well, Dr. White, just give me a moment here. And that is I want to talk to Marty and Audrey, because I'm not so sure that this turns Marty on as much as it turns Audrey on. If she would stop doing this, if she'd stop wanting to have sex in public with you,
sex.
then, well, no, I think. Would you like to stop? Do you feel embarrassed?
It's honest God truth when I say this. When I go to sleep at night, I go to sleep.
That's it.
When I climb in my bed at night, she's usually taking a shower. By the time she's out of the shower,
he's
I'm
out. And then if you wake him up and you're getting it on and stuff like that, he just rolls over and falls back to sleep.
Marty, what I'm asking you is that does she... No, I know he's tired, but does having sex in public truly embarrass you, and do you do it for her sake?
I do it for her sake.
So you don't really... You'd rather not.
I love this lady. I love this lady with all my heart. Okay? Now, how many of you people have sexual fantasies? How many people have acted out their sexual fantasies?
We all do, yes. And so what, Marty?
Live them out. All we're doing is filling her sexual fantasies, maybe mine. Yeah. Right? What do you mean? Maybe.
No, but it's different when one partner wants something, the other one doesn't, and the other one doesn't really feel comfortable doing it. They're just doing it for the other person.
I think, like this lady said here, if you can't do it in the bedroom, there's something wrong. And if you could be replaced by a piece of plastic, I would feel very cheap. That's right. You know?
Well, you can ask my friends. I'm cheap and I'm easy. Okay.
Does that bother you? Does that bother you when she says that she'll replace you with a piece of plastic if you don't have sex with her?
She's only kidding when she says
Are you kidding, Audrey?
No.
Are you serious or kidding?
He's very good, but there are times that I love sex. I enjoy it. Like, if I could have it 24 hours a day, I'd do it. There's no problem. There's nothing wrong with enjoying
The only
good
problem I would see is if Marty's feeling pressured, I think that could be a problem. Or if it upsets someone else, it could be a problem. But in this case, I think if you are feeling pressured...
What's happening with me is plain and simply this. If I keep sitting there and I say, no, I'm not going to give it to you. No, leave me alone. You know, leave me off, leave me alone. She gets mad. right? And she starts in on me, and she'll start going and going and going. And 5 minutes later, she'll come up and hug up against me and, oh, I love you, right?
Sounds like a duty if you got to do it 24 hours a day. And that says that there's some kind of compulsion going on.
We have a healthy sex life.
24 hours a day is healthy.
We have a very strong and a very healthy sex life.
And you
get couples, you get married couples out here. You get married couples out here that are having sex less than 5 times a week. We're having a blast at 30.
If you are both happy
yeah, but I get
and
mixed
enjoying
messages
yourself.
from you. I think you are having a blast, but you're not having a blast. That you
It
feel.
all depends on when.
No, if you feel like
if I'm tired, I don't want her anywhere near me. When I'm tired.
But nobody wants the other person to get mad at them when they don't want to have sex, right? You don't want something, no. You don't want. You want the other person to accept that. And does she what? Well, that's good. I don't know if she were.
Shirley, there's people
The issue here is if he doesn't want to and you want to, why are you getting mad at him, Marjorie?
Because I'm frustrated. I'm sexually frustrated. You know, you gotta get. You want to get off and.
Wow. Does he
You're
not
doing it
satisfy
5
you?
times a day and you're sexually frustrated?
Pardon?
You're doing it 5 times a day and you're sexually frustrated?
I just can't get enough. You can't get enough of a good thing.
Is she a sex addict, Dr. Weiss?
This is exactly what people who are sex addicts would say. And there's people who get treatment for this, like at Charter Dallas where I work and other places. There's treatment centers to treat people who can't get enough. I was one of those people, and I know what it's like because my life got out of control.
So what's wrong with being a sex addict, though? Okay, so fine, we're sex addicts.
Some to nothing at all.
Right? We're not doing
and their
drugs,
behavior in general,
we
their
haven't killed
personality is
anybody on the road.
But
This is a God-given
there's no
gift.
such thing as a sex
God
addict.
gave us the ability to have sex.
It's based on the pathology model that sex is a disease. It has to be related to a disease.
I don't want to stay home. I'm happy. I don't want to get a room. I want to get a bank machine or maybe outside your house next time.
Okay, no.
Have you ever seen it?
Have you ever seen it?
You're making a moot point.
We can't hear you. Just stand up. All right, hold on. Just get it off your chest now. Once and for all, you want to see the cookies in the aisle, not them?
I'd like to see the cookies in the aisle. I don't want to see you guys having sex.
Okay,
I'm the cookies. And you,
shopping.
sir, I think if you would have had it more often, you wouldn't need
You're
it so
telling
much.
me if you went through a
In
grocery
public.
store and you
I
saw
don't think
somebody
you
doing
have
it,
enough
you
of that.
wouldn't look?
Who's he?
The gentleman, I'm not sure what his name is.
Dr. Libby?
You would look.
He's a sex therapist.
Yes. You'd be
You should
going,
know
what
better.
the hell are they doing? You'd be doing one of those.
It's not a question of whether you have sex in public or in private. You can have it in both places. In most cases, in public, it's not really public. It's semi-public, like a parked car, a dock on a lake
Hold
at
on,
night
let
with
him finish, let him
thunderstorms and orgasms. Great. What's wrong with that? Now, I think if you're going to have it on the Capitol steps at noon and you're going to get thrown in jail for it, that may be a little crazy. But taking some risk is exciting. It keeps a long-term relationship going. There's nothing wrong with married people having sex at home.
Have you ever seen a porno flick?
But in public
do you
too,
watch
if they
porno
want to.
flicks? I want to ask this lady. Have you ever watched a porno flick? It's the
there
same
you go.
thing.
No, it's not. I watch it in my home. I don't bring my
thing.
TV with me and watch it in the supermarket.
It's the same.
Dryer Formula Lady Speed.
Audience in Toronto for free tickets, call 1-416-366-2345.
Shirley, I think these people need to get some reason. I think we need to be talking about things like love, intimacy.
We love each other. We're very intimate.
Not in
Intimacy
public.
are not inconsistent
And
with
for
sex
you,
in public.
that goes behind schools and strips behind schools, I've got 4 children. If I see you behind a school, you're going to get one of these, right? Don't be a pervert. Keep it away from my children. Have some class.
I didn't strip behind a schoolyard.
Yeah, but one of you here had sex behind a school in a schoolyard. Which one? Oh, yeah, it was Alicia and Ed. You had sex. No.
We had sex on top of the car. She said that she changed her clothes while she was in a car.
I changed my clothes.
Okay,
that
hold
was
on.
at night.
Doctor, let
Every
me...
time it's at night.
Let me talk to Dr. Weiss here.
Where kids are out
Okay.
running around.
Sex and intimacy,
Now,
that's what the issue
Dr.
is.
Weiss, what is actually wrong? What's wrong?
You know what's wrong?
Hold on.
This doctor right here.
Let me
Anthony, just
answer
a
a
minute.
question. The question you asked me is what's wrong. What happens is a lot of these
I haven't
people.
finish my question.
Okay.
All right. What is actually inherently wrong with having sex in a place, in a public place, that is not so public where you're naked and people can see you, but maybe on a beach under a blanket or things like that? What's wrong with that?
She's talking to me. What can happen is, okay, that you get the excitement thing and the sex thing, and that really gives you a rush. It really is exciting. What can happen is that can become chemically addictive. And it can.
Oh, yes. We're going to give off endorphins, and then it's addictive, right?
And then also what happened, you can become addicted to this. These people are pretty young.
You can't become addicted yourself, Doug. You can only become addicted to an external substance like cocaine or alcohol. It's not addiction. It's the wrong word. It's a non sequitur. Absolutely not. It's the wrong word. It's the wrong word. If you want to say that somebody's compulsive in their personality, fine. I can accept that. I can't accept that.
Wrong. If you're happy, if you're getting pleased, and you're not hurting anyone. No one is catching you. Your kids aren't watching me. What's the problem?
Yeah, but how do you know, Alicia, that
what
nobody's
kids are at
watching
2 a.m., 1 a.m., midnight?
At 2 o'clock.
Like what mother would let their 6-year-old kids? Yeah, but no kids are. There's no little kids.
Like, as if I would let my children in the park at 2 o'clock in the morning.
You
Are you married?
Yes, ma'am. Happily married.
Has your wife ever met you in the office and gave you this incredible thing? She comes in with a trench coat, takes it off, and then just like you've never been before.
That's not what we use.
That is something that you're missing out on a good thing, because that is what
I have a great wife and we have great sex, and you're missing out on a good thing because my intimacy, not 50 times a week.
No.
Jeez.
Go ahead.
Wait a second here. Okay, listen.
You're wrong.
I agree with every one of them up there about having sex in public places. Because I do it. And look at this. Look at this.
Is this your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Why do you enjoy having sex in public places?
We only live once. Why not live it dangerously? And wait. And I have a question for that doctor right there. Okay?
You can have it in the bedroom though, right? And it's good too, right?
Pretty dangerous. Okay, yeah. But fine. We have it in bedrooms. We have it out in a field. We have it anywhere.
Not here though, right?
I'll have it right here, right now.
No, but you see, hold it. No, I'll tell you something though. The difference is you're talking about having it in a field or having it in a car. This is very, very public. These are hundreds of people here, television cameras. That's what we're talking about. If you actually decided you wanted to have sex in here, first of all, it would be a crime because it's against, right?
Yeah.
And would you really want to have sex in front of hundreds of people here and let everyone watch you? Do you, honestly, tell me.
Well, okay, maybe I'm stepping over a little bit of boundaries here, okay? Okay? But you know, like, the only thing is when you have sex in public.
What? No, Tracy, it's not just about getting caught. There are places to have sex in public, and then there are places like this that are...
It's passion, Shirley, that's it. It's just passion.
It's spontaneity, it's passion. You love your partner so much, you look at them, you lust them,
but are
and
there
you
not,
can't do it right then and there.
Anthony, are there not places that you believe are inappropriate?
I would not do it in a synagogue, nor would I do it in a church or a religious place that people feel is just...
All right.
I agree with that man there. I would not do it in a graveyard. I would not do
anybody,
it
and that's the main point. Because if you do, then there's something wrong.
What's that? What's that? Hold on.
If you're gonna do it anywhere and you figure it's the difference between the graveyard, ain't nobody gonna see you in the graveyard. You might as well do it there. If you're gonna do it anywhere else, they ain't gonna bother you there. Shirley.
I love your hat. Let us stand up here. Look at this great looking hat he's got here, I'm telling you. There you go. All right.
It's no different.
I got to tell you, I'm a real kind of open person, and I love my husband, and you know that I'm married, but I think there's public and there's public. There are places where you, and I agree with you, Anthony, a synagogue, a church, There are places where you just, I don't think you do it when you go to your kid's school for the
You don't do it
PTA
to offend,
meeting,
Shirley.
you know.
You don't do it to offend people.
I agree.
What about
But
a semi-public place?
What happens if
Shirley,
Alicia and Ed are doing it on the balcony and a 6-year-old from the other apartment building can see everything that's going on?
What about a semi-public place?
Let him finish. Go ahead.
If we're in public, we try to make sure that it's late usually. Well, it just always works out that it usually is later on at night. There's never anybody around. We're not going to go to, like, I don't know. In our case, it's different. Like, I wouldn't go to the grocery store, like, for example, just because I wouldn't.
Did you get naked in that grocery store?
No, not totally.
So what did you do? How much of your clothing did you take off?
Well, you don't necessarily have to take off clothing. You could lift up your skirt and you could be zipping down a zipper and there you go. That's all you need.
But when you sit there and you talk about, public places.
Try it, it's not impossible.
Gotta take a break, back in a moment.
Arsenic. Science.
Should we have sex in public? The people here on our, on our stage today say that it's normal and natural and healthy and thrilling. What do you think?
Well, I'm not trying to be judgmental or anything. I'm sure it's very exciting in the spur of the moment and everything like that. But in this day and age of AIDS and sexually transmitted diseases and things like that. No, please, let me listen to me. A lot of you are very young, and I'm sure have had quite a few sexual partners, and if you do go about this spontaneous sexual act, what about safe sex? What about protecting yourselves?
We always.
We're talking to the two of us in our marriage. We don't go have spontaneous sex with the public. It's in public places.
Being in love with someone and living out your fantasies with them.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the third lady from the right, you said that God gave sex as a gift. I believe that he did give it on, Adam and Eve. That's probably one of the first things they got down to after God created them in the Garden of Eden.
That's right.
But still, as Shirley said, there's public sex. I've had public sex because the passion was really going and I just had to have it. But I made sure there was no one around.
So do we. So do we. Me and my partner, we make sure there's no one
Playing hide the sausage in the grocery store. I don't
I'm
think
not the
that.
grocery store one. I'm not.
You know what you really are? You're exhibitionists.
That's right.
That's what you
exactly
are.
What they are, and that's a mental disorder.
You want to be seen.
All right, hold on a second. Let me go.
You brought up a point that this is a big problem. The problem is that you give people the problem. You tell them, you label them. You're labeling them with the false problem.
Somebody comes to Doug Weiss, and he's going to tell them what's wrong with them. They all got to be like he is, or there's something wrong with them. When they come to me, I give them choices. I take a rational emotive psychotherapy approach, and my approach is healthy. Yours is not.
No, yours is. I don't see how telling people how to continue
everybody they're an addict if they're not like you are. I mean, if they're not having sex 2.3 times a week, they're an addict.
This can lead to something worse. This can lead to doing it only outside and not being able to be to get into where you.
How often does that happen?
It can lead to where you're
It can, no, but how often
and you don't
does
really
it?
be able to be intimate.
It's not like
But
we're
that's
having
what Alicia said. Alicia said,
We can be as
Doug,
who are we hurting?
We have the romance in our life.
Hurt you.
We have
Alicia
intimacy,
said, you
everything.
just listen, we got to give you his point here. He's saying that, you go from finding it titillating and exciting from time to time to that's all you want to do is in public. And Alicia said earlier...
He's the one to ask. He's a doctor. He must have done so many studies.
And what Alicia said earlier was, in fact, that's where she likes to... She doesn't like to have it any place except in public now. So are you saying that people...
That's not she doesn't like it, I'm sure.
No, I don't like it as much. If I'm walking through the park with Ed, he's walking me home, and I want it, why shall I wait the 2 miles to get home, or whatever, to get home when I can have it right there?
But that's different, I think, than not enjoying it in bed or in some private
At 2
place
a.m., there's kids in the park?
I'm sure she...
Yeah.
I don't know about your kids.
But don't you think if there was more people like us, uninhibited about sex, willing to do it anywhere, there would less marriages would break up because there's not one partner wanting to do it, one partner not. I'll bet there'd be less rape because there'd be less rapes because I'll bet those rapists are they have sexual fantasies and they can't find a partner to fulfill them.
Tracy, rape has nothing to do with having sex in public. There's
I
absolutely
know,
no
but
connection at all.
You know, it's about living out your fantasies and expressing your fantasies.
I mean, we don't know that people
and
who have these
opening up
ultimate
about
fantasies,
them.
they don't,
You're
you know,
married,
swallow
right?
them down.
Oh, you've got a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Where is he? We invited him on the show today. Why wouldn't he come on and talk about it?
He's just started into this. I have introduced him to this, and
He's
we've
so
only been
shy?
dating for 5 months.
Was he too embarrassed to come on the
Pardon?
show and talk about it?
Yeah, very. Yeah.
I don't know if I would do it in public like them, but my husband and I have.
Okay, let's hear from her, please.
I don't know if I could do it in public as you all do it, but I've been married and we've done like every time we travel. I mean, everywhere we go, you have to do it.
Very good.
In public, I mean, public like that. Everybody's.
You're talking about when you say everywhere you go, you have to.
Colombia or Venezuela, America, any hotel. I mean, everywhere we went.
But that's in a hotel.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. It's not as
How
public
about on
as
the
other
plane?
way. No, not on the plane, but not that public. But it keeps them married. It keeps you alive.
Have
it
you
keeps you
ever
something
done it?
special.
Have you ever done it? Everybody's done it in the back seat of their car.
Most of them.
Oh, you need a life, honey.
How many people?
You need a life. If you haven't done it in the back seat of your car, you need a life.
Marty, I got. Hold on.
So what? It's too uncomfortable.
How many people have done it at the
Gotta take a
drive-in?
break. Be with us in a moment. Thanks.
Honey, when you're engaging in sex.
Got a buffet for 600.
Hi, for the couple that have sex in the grocery store, I wanted to know, do you guys call for a cleanup in the aisle when you're done?
All right, over here.
It's really nice to meet you. I'm sorry, but I don't think I can agree with your idea about going out in public and, you know, watching you have sex. Because, excuse me? Excuse me? That's pretty low, honestly. That's pretty low. But anyways, I'm sorry. I've been taught that sex should be kept in the bedroom.
Who's your teacher?
My parents, for your information. My parents. My parents have told me.
Live by your own rules.
Something like this.
You
Sex
make your
is
own
sacred.
rules.
And it
You
should be
live your
kept in
own
the
life.
bedroom.
Right.
All we're
It's
doing
been
is
going on
adding
in public
variety
since
to
the
it.
days of the cavemen.
keep doing
I mean, when the cavemen were in their caves, they didn't go to the local rock to do it. Okay? They got up and they did it, and that was I think it. basically all these people on the panel here. Everybody was watching.
Okay, hold
We've
on, go ahead.
become too
I think basically all your
civilized.
guests on the panel here, except for the doctors, are all basically under 30 couples, as far as I can see from here. And I think that what they're trying to say is that they're young and they want to live and they want to live happy
Wait a
and
minute,
have a good
excuse
time.
me. I have my 52-year-old aunt here in the audience who also agrees with it.
Oh, sure,
abides by
I agree with it
does
too.
Where is she?
I'm not saying I disagree with it.
And
Where's
she's
your
single.
aunt? Oh, up there? Is that your aunt?
No.
Over here.
Where's your aunt?
She's right there.
Down here. All right, let's. Okay, you're saying that people. Let's get your aunt out here and ask her.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your name?
Judith.
Auntie Judith. There's your niece having sex in grocery stores, on top of cars, God knows where else. Wherever. Car washes.
Car wash.
All right, what do you think?
Do it
I have no
yourself car
objection
wash.
at
Just
all. At
open
least
the
she's
back
staying
my
out of
truck.
trouble that way.
So, does this run in the family?
No.
Well, we're a very uninhibited family. We believe in letting people be themselves and do what
Great.
they want in life. And if it doesn't hurt any other person and doesn't cause any pain or embarrassment, go for it. I wish I could find somebody at my age. We're all down here at 50.
Thank you. Because all these guys that she's been going out with are so inhibited and don't like doing it in
So
public.
you want to find a guy like your niece has?
That's right.
Who'll do it any place, anywhere?
Spontaneously.
Spontaneously. So if it's
The
kind of
doctor.
be it, live and let live. Roger!
The match made in heaven.
After the show, you and Roger. Roger, come over here. Roger, come over here. Meet Judith. Give her a hug.
For a transcript of today's program, call Infomart at 1-800-663-3607. Shirley's wardrobe today designed by Sonny Choi. Available exclusively through the Sonny Choi Fashion House. Shirley's guests stay at the beautifully restored Royal York Hotel in the heart of downtown Toronto. Transportation for Shirley's guests provided by Bob Bannerman Motors, Toronto's Jeep specialists for 34 years. Catering for Shirley's guests and studio audiences is provided by Christina's Fine